I've been doing pull-ups wrong all these years. This one technique hack that I'm going to teach you is going to transform your calisthenics strength. Check out me doing these 60 kilo pull-ups, banging them out with ease. Not the world's best, but not too shabby at the same time. I attribute a lot of my success to just tweaking my technique slightly with the grip. Let's talk about it. The normal pull-up grip has the bar resting between the middle of your palm. Your stock standard way, just like that. A false grip has you with the bar on top of your pisiform, this part of your palm. So it's that full grip in this way. A semi-false grip is between the two extremes. You're in just over the top of that palm, just like that. The biggest advantage of the semi-false grip is improved leverages. By having your palm over just a little bit the bar like this, it shortens the distance that you have to pull. So as you're coming up, you don't have to come up as far as comparison to the normal grip where you're here. Every single centimeter that you can improve your leverages helps so much in calisthenics. When your goal is muscle ups and you're using this regular grip, when you're coming to the transition, you gotta rotate that wrist all the way over to get yourself up and over the bar. With a semi-false grip, your wrist is already stacked somewhat over the bar, which means you can get over that transition sooner. So if you're someone that is trying to unlock muscle ups or improve your reps, these small details really matter. Speaking of muscle ups, brand new Fitness FAQs program, Muscle Up Pro, is now live. If you're a calisthenics beginner and you want a step-by-step guide to unlock this skill, check out fitnessfaqs.com and level up today. The most common problem when training the semi-false grip is slipping. When your hands are sweaty, you're just not going to be able to maintain that grip. This is where the liquid chalk comes in to save the day. You got to be using this in your sessions because that way you'll be adhered to the bar. You're not going to lose that over grip position like this. And I would highly recommend liquid chalk over dry chalk, because if you're using dry chalk, it's like you're training in the dark ages. You got that bucket there, you get mess everywhere. Whereas this, it keeps your hands dry, your environment clean, and you're ready to go, boys. And when you're applying your chalk, be generous, apply it to the palm, the fingers, in between all these crevices here, and also just around that palm there. Complete contact with the bar and you'll be training like a beast. Another way to enhance your grip is to make your bar stickier and more stable. The easiest way is using tape. Now, if you regularly train facing this way, what I recommend is applying the tape in the opposite direction that you normally train. This way, it is like using straps at the gym, in the sense that when you put your hand on it, it's going to be adhered to the bar. But when you use a semi-false grip, because your palm is over like this, and as the set goes on, you're going to slide down. It's going to cause a bit more irritation to the skin. You'll get calluses. What you need to do every couple weeks is trim them, shave them, get them nice and flat so that you don't run into any problems. I got lazy and I had torn calluses after a semi-false grip muscle up session. The worst thing ever. Do as I say, not as I do. We all know how important wrist warm-ups are before calisthenics, even more important with our semi-false grip training. Make sure to include some back of the palm stretches, bit of mobility prior to your training to open up into flexion so this position is more comfortable. The best way to improve your semi-false grip is starting with inverted rows. This allows you to build up some tolerance and some grip capacity in a lower weight bearing position. I recommend using a controlled tempo. That way you're not going to lose that semi-false grip, and this allows you to strengthen every part, the top range, as well as that important lockout there. Of course, just using the semi-false grip on any type of pulling you do will improve your strength with this grip. So anytime you're doing your pull-ups, use that semi. When you're training the muscle ups, use that semi-false grip. When you're doing front levers, what do? Your semi-false grip. Just keep training it and it will improve. If you want to be an A+ student, doing some extra homework goes a long way. When you finish your session, add in some semi-false grip hangs for time. I want you to build up to doing 60 seconds because we need to think in our calisthenics sets, they usually last around 30 to 45 seconds at most. That's why by building a bit of extra capacity, it's going to be no problem to hold that position in your set. A really helpful accessory to work through full range of motion, strengthen up your forearm flexors as well as your wrist, is your standard dumbbell wrist curl. Probably the most boring exercise because we're working such small muscle groups here to small range of motion, but you can see how this one really assists with that semi-false grip. Just a little bit at the end of a workout goes a long way. You're probably thinking, Daniel, that's just another exercise to add to my never-ending list of movements that I learn on the internet. Keep it simple, just do 2 sets to failure once per week. That is more than enough for forearm health and wrist strength. When you're new to the semi-false grip, it's going to be uncomfortable. Your wrist ligaments here, your TFCC, your forearm muscles, they're trying to adapt. So just use sensible judgment with your training. Don't push into pain. If it's really uncomfortable, just stop, use your regular grip, build up how much of this you do over time, and it will be fine before you know it. Success leaves clues, guys. I just look at what the world's best are doing, and then I copy that. I've seen those that are doing heavy pull-ups, heavy muscle-ups, crazy touch front lever pull-ups. They all use the semi-false grip. Now that you've seen this video, you can't unsee this hack that everyone's using. So you're not going to find some study on PubMed comparing the normal grip versus the semi-false grip. But if you try this in your training, you're going to notice a big boost in your performance. Your numbers are going to go up. You're going to feel stronger. You're probably going to build more muscle because you're going after these movements with crazy intensity. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. To learn more about calisthenics, click this video over here. It'll boost your performance, boost your brain, and boost your body.